He'll like me.
Of course he'll like you. You're Harry's wife. There you go, low fat. Too late.
In the next half hour, we'll give you a glimpse into how the company prepares for Miss Saigon. E joins cast members working out at the gym.
Easily sweat on cue.
Taking acting lessons.
You must take Tam with you.
Practicing their arias. And playing in the dressing room.
There's a helicopter.
We'll take you behind the scenes, backstage, and on stage at the Broadway Theater and show you how everything comes together.
This is the stage manager's console. And there's a script of the entire show here.
They say Saigon has weeks. I think it's more like days.
Set against the fall of Saigon and the aftermath of the Vietnam War, Miss Saigon is a modern-day version of Puccini's Madame Butterfly. Chris, a U.S. Marine played by Sean McDermott, falls in love with a young, naive prostitute, Kim, played by Layla Florentino. Francis Ruvivar plays the engineer who runs the bar where Chris and Kim first meet.
On stage, welcome to Dreamland.
The engineer is, he kind of manipulates the action. He's the survivor. He's trying to get out of Vietnam, and he's a sleazy pimp. And he basically puts Kim and all of them together.
He realizes she really shouldn't be there, so he takes her out of there, and they fall in love, and then the tragedy begins. You know, he gets pulled out of Vietnam, and she gets stuck there, and the whole time she believes that he's going to come back for her.
And she bears a kid by him, and she has made a plan in her head. She's a very determined woman that her child is not going to end up here.
Performing in a Broadway musical like Miss Saigon is a challenging and exhausting experience for the entire cast and crew. To prepare for his role, Francis Ruvivar spends most mornings at the gym.
Hey, Terry, how you doing?
Hey, Francis, how are you?
All right.
Gonna shoot some hoops today?
Oh, you bet, man.
Oh, yeah?
About 4 times a week, I try to get down to the gym, the New York Health and Racket Club, and do a little workout. Work on my upper body, my back, and my ankles and knees, just to keep myself in tune for the show. Get some hoops in, run around a little bit, break a sweat, and then I go down and lift some weights. Oh, that's nasty. We have a rake stage over at Saigon. It goes up 6 feet in the back, so it's really tilted. And it really causes a lot of havoc for the cast as far as their knees and their lower back, and for me, my ankles. Starring in the show on Broadway, it's great. It's a dream come true. This is my, I've been really fortunate. This is my second starring role on Broadway. Prior to Miss Saigon, I was in Shogun, the musical, and we had a short run. But that was a lot of fun. You learn from each experience that you have, and I was very fortunate to be chosen to take over for Jonathan Pryce, whose work I admired in the show. And it's great to be able to put my own little, stamp on the part.
Meanwhile, across town, Layla Florentino gives E a quick tour of her apartment.
First here, of course, you have the poster from Miss Saigon with all of my friends' autographs. This is Francis Ruvivar's signature, Sean McDermott. And that's mine. I'm learning to sign bigger. I used to sign very small, and they used to laugh at that. Are you interested to know what kind of music Miss Saigon listens to? Mary J. Blige, dance music for the clubs in New York. Mariah Carey, let's see, Vanessa Williams, Madonna. That's what I listen to. Don't tell my boss. Here we are in my little terrace. Come over here. I want you to meet my acting coach, Christian Aubert.
Hi. Okay, enough of this camera stuff, huh? Let's go to work.
Okay. We were just polishing 2 scenes from the play.
What happened between the 2 scenes?
I've made my decision. I know the end.
Great.
No one else can change it.
Great.
I still taste your kisses. Your voice sings in my ear. yesterday, but you'll come back tonight for him. I have a big responsibility as an actor, as an Asian actor. Doing this role, I try my best every night to give 100%, 200%.
That afternoon, Sean McDermott arrives for his voice lesson at Manhattan's famous Insonia building.
Single White Female was filmed here. It's a great building. It's beautiful. Can you get a shot of it? Yeah, isn't that great? Hey! So I go to the voice lesson, and, you know, sometimes I work on pieces from the show. Sometimes I work on other, you know, pieces that might help me with the work I'm doing in the show. Hey! Hey! Hey there. Yes. Hey there.
Hi.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Good. All right.
Come on in.
Come on in. To my little abode.
This is Steve Sweetland, my vocal teacher.
Hi.
What will you be seeing me do today? I'm going to work on a piece from the show, from this show, Miss Saigon. It's entitled Why God Why? Why God, show your hand. Why can't one guy understand? I've been with girls who knew much more. I never felt confused before. Why me? What's your plan? I can't help her. No one can. I liked my memories as they were, but now I'll leave remembering her. To sing this kind of music that I'm singing in Miss Saigon, to strengthen the voice, I work on a lot of opera arias, and so we thought today we'd do an aria from Madame Butterfly because it kind of ties into Miss Saigon. Ah, Sonneville, ah, Sonneville.
All right. Thank you. That's how you do that. Excellent, Sean.
That was amazing. Now, next on these behind-the-scenes look at Miss Saigon, we'll take you on stage at the Broadway Theater, where you'll meet the smallest member of the cast and her chaperone.
What's Mommy's name? Can you help me say it? Lila? And you know I can't remember what your daddy's name is. Pete. Oh, Pete.
Behind the scenes.
Tonight on E! At 9:30, it's E! Stand-Up Sit-Down Comedy with a half hour of hysterics hosted by Robert Klein and guest comedian Taylor Negron. And at 10, Howard is sweeter than ever. Not. Don't miss the Howard Stern interview with special guest Suzanne Vega. And at 10:30, Talk Soup Weekend presents 30 minutes of outrageous moments from all your favorite talk shows. Tonight on E! At 9:30, E! Stand-Up Sit-Down Comedy with guest Taylor Negron. At 10, the Howard Stern interview with Suzanne Vega. And at 10:30, Talk Soup Weekend.
When the sun saps out the nutrients and fluids your body needs, grapefruit juice replaces them naturally. "100% pure Florida grapefruit juice. Recharge your body."
No, Hoover, not in your mouth. Hoover?
Hang up and try your call again.
Hoover, is there anything you won't put in your mouth? Here, have a potato chip instead.
Tired of those burnt, spotted, ordinary chips? Now that Lay's has created a chip so perfectly golden, nothing less will do. Today's Lay's.
Yummy.
One taste and you'll cash in your old chips.
Yep, it's a dull, boring morning. 65 degrees. No wind. No clouds. Dull.
What did he have for breakfast?
Hey, why'd you stop? My lips feel dry and cracked. I need Blistex. Me too.
Blistex really works.
It's because of the moisture, isn't it?
Blistex has an advanced moisture system because medicated Blistex ointment is the only leading brand that contains moisture. And the medication and the moisture penetrates to relieve dry, cracked lips.
I never go anywhere without Blistex. We'll never go anywhere just standing here.
Say goodbye to dry with Blistex Advanced Moisture System.
Behind the scenes.
A song played on a solo saxophone.
It's telling me to hold you tight and dance like it's the last night of the world.
Welcome back to E's half-hour behind-the-scenes look at the Tony-winning musical Miss Saigon. British impresario Cameron Mackintosh is responsible for bringing Miss Saigon to the stage. He also produced the ever-popular Phantom of the Opera and Les Miserables. In Miss Saigon, Mackintosh combines the classic elements of love, drama, and tragedy. But there's one unexpected scene-stealing ingredient. A 3-year-old little girl, Lexine Bondoc, who plays Kim's son, Tam. And here she is on stage at the Broadway Theater with her chaperone, Mrs. B.
In this particular bed, we get onto it in the wings usually, so I am able to take her at the front of the bed, and then I go around to my secret seat. In the first act, we approach it from the back. I don't know if it makes any difference to you. Shall I?
Yes, let's go back.
Okay. All righty. Here we go. Hand in hand, like we always do. There we are. This is Mrs. B's secret seat. There we go. Now, should we crawl over here so we can get down in the bed? We're going to lie down like we do in the second act. Okay? All righty. And let's put your head over on the other side like we do for the second act, shall we? When we're really doing the show, we do this in the wings before we move on stage. So I'm able to pull this beside, and I'll say, we're going in just a moment now, Lexine, and just lie still, and I'll see you in just a few minutes. Okay, I'll be right here.
If you want the reason, I will show you now.
When our bed comes off into the wings, the side curtains are open, and so I usually say, stay still, don't move, because we have to wait until the black curtains are closed. And then I get up and take their hand. I have my flashlight. Here we go. And we come along over here. We go hand in hand wherever we go. And now we're ready just to go off stage.
I'm Tom Capps, and I'm the production stage manager for Miss Saigon. And you just saw Mrs. B and Lexine Bondoc, who plays Tam, in their little hideaway. Now, I'm about to show you a lot of other things that are hidden from view from the audience during the performance, we hope anyway. What's going on now is called the preset for the show. And all the carpentry pieces, all the large prop pieces are being set in the places where they need to be for the show to start. Here's our statue of Ho Chi Minh, or Ho as we all call him. He's 18 feet tall, he's fiberglass, and he makes two very impressive appearances in the show. The helicopter is right over our heads. It rides in on an arm that works sort of like a crane. And it's not a real helicopter cab. It's made out of fiberglass. And its automation allows it to pitch and tilt and roll and do all the sorts of movement that a real helicopter would do. That's what we call the nightmare, or the evacuation. Depicts the last helicopter leaving from Saigon. And Chris, the hero of our show, happens to board it, and Kim gets left behind.
The actual shot that you see is very similar to what it actually looked like on top of the embassy, on top of the building, the American embassy in Saigon. You'll see pictures. I mean, there'll be actual historical pictures of the last helicopter taking off and or everybody loading into it.
We'll leave the backstage excitement at the Broadway Theater just for a moment. When E's behind-the-scenes look at Miss Saigon returns, you'll meet up again with the cast members as they prepare for showtime.
What does it say? Do you remember?
8:45.
8:45, that's our cue when we go downstairs to be in the show.
Behind the scenes.
E! Entertainment Television presents stand-up, sit-down comedy with your host, Robert Klein.
I am a comedy legend. I mean, there's no question about it. You know, there's a lot of things that I started, and a lot of comedians do that. You know, when the end of the set, they go, "You guys have been great." I wrote that.
Get ready to sit down and kick back with E every Saturday night and chuckle along for a whole new half hour of big laughs and small talk with a different comedian every week. E! Stand-up, sit-down comedy, hosted by Robert Klein, this Saturday night at 9:30 on E!
Are there some days your hair needs more conditioning? Some days it needs less?
No matter what your hair goes through, Finesse is always there for you. Finesse your hair to beautiful.
Finesse Adjusting Conditioner tracks your hair's changing needs. Conditions more on days you need it, less on days you don't.
Finesse your hair to beautiful, beautiful. Finesse your hair to beautiful. Finesse your hair to beautiful.
10 million people have switched to AT&T in the last 2 years. And thousands more switch every day. Switch now to AT&T for competitive prices and unsurpassed quality. It's easy to be with the best. Call 1-800-742-3555.
From the achy breaky to the tush push, country line dancing is sweeping across America like an Oklahoma dust storm. And now you can learn America's most popular new dances right in your own home.
Well, we asked Sean, Francis, and Layla to share some onstage secrets. Watch.
In our bed scene, the guys have their belt and their gun, and my message is make sure when he lies on top of me to make make sure the gun is here, because sometimes it's right between my legs.
And I pick her up at one time, and I whirl her around, and I lay her down on the bed, and I lay on top of her. And, sometimes the gun gets in between us.
Tell her that I said that she really needs to work on that hair in the second act.
He makes fun of my hair. It's because we put a secret, but it's not really a secret anymore. We put our mic packs on our head with hair piece to cover it. So, during intermission, they have to tease, my whole head and tease it up and cover the mic pack. So I have this poof here. And when we do the scene, when the audience doesn't, when it's not too obvious, he sings to me and looks at my hair like that.
After the show, the cast takes the curtain call.
As you can see, my wife comes by when she has the time to pick me up and carry me back home. Stage is bare. It's kind of neat. I like the theater like this when you just have the ghost light. There's something really, really cool about being on stage and looking up at the house. And bye, E. Hope you had a great time. We're going to go rest, and we're going to come back and do it again tomorrow.
Come and see it soon. Bye.
Okay, so now you have some idea what it takes to stage a Broadway show. Here's good news. If you can't make it to Manhattan, Miss Saigon is embarking on a nationwide tour. So look for the show coming to a city near you. And I'll see you next time on E's Behind the Scenes. Remember, it's like being there, only better.
Too, because I couldn't juggle fish. You know, they slip out of your hands.
There's the usual way of doing things, then there's the Tidyman's way.
Time's good. That's about the end.
Honey?
Yeah?
Remember how I told you I found these great specials in the flyer?
The ones from Payless Drugs?
Yeah. You haven't seen it, have you?
No.
Uh-oh.
Save on brawny paper towels and Northern bath tissue, just $1.99 and $3.99. And on assorted Rubbermaid bathroom products, $1.97 to $4.97.
Here, Goody.
Here, Goody. Come on,
give us
the flyer.
Come on.
Or you can keep it, not a problem.
Payless, the drugstore, worth talking about.
Hey, you got the Grand Am. Yeah, I got it with the Pontiac 3-year Smart Drive. Right, 3-year Smart Drive. What's that? $199 a month for 36 months, worry-free. Okay, what exactly does that mean, worry-free? Well, for 3 years, I get a no-deductible warranty, free 24-hour roadside
From, and he was elected in Pennsylvania on the basis that everybody has a right to health care. His slogan, I think, was, if you have a right to a lawyer, we are going to guarantee everybody a right to a lawyer to be represented. Everybody has health care. So we asked him about that, and then we have a surprise question that our man in Washington popped on him. This answer is juicy. Now, I tried asking the audience before we began if they... Now do you know who it is? You see who this is? That's right. It's Stephanopoulos. It's Stephanopoulos. That's right, my friends. This is White House Communications Director George Stephanopoulos. Now, you may wonder, why do we have him attired like this? Does he really walk around like that? Well, specifically, no. This is art created by one of our superb producers named Joe. But there was a story in the newspaper that Stephanopoulos actually came to New York to Beau Brummel here on Madison Avenue and went in there and spent trying to relate to the average guy, trying to make sure that he knows what the average guy has to go through to buy clothes in this town. Steffi shelled out $1,075 for a German-made Hugo Boss suit. Now, I thought these guys were American patriots through. He's buying a foreign suit, for crying out loud. That's right. That's exactly right. So we wanted to, hey, we attach meaning to what they say, and now we show you the truth of what they do. There you have it, your communications director. And the fourth monitor, don't even think about it. Okay. Now, remember last night, or yesterday, or whenever you saw the show. What is this? There is a light aiming at me. It's like there's a comet out there. It's all right. I can handle it. It's just like there's a vehicle heading at me, ready here for a head-on collision. I know these lights are different than they normally are, but I'm a pro. It won't affect me. We showed you last night. Here, folks, let me get out of this. Come over here. I never go to the interview area because we never interview anybody because we don't have to. With me on the show, how do you need guests? Why do you need guests? Let me... Yes, move over here. Oh, what have you done to the lights? I'm holding here, ladies and gentlemen, my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. This day's issue of the New York Post. We showed you yesterday's issue, or the day, whenever. We showed you Wednesday's edition. Tuesdays, it was Tuesdays. We just want to keep you posted, keep you little pun. We want to keep you advised of how it's playing out. Here is, if you take a look, here's the cover of today's issue of the New York Post. That, again, is the owner. And the employees of the paper, now he wants to be God. Hirschfeld reveals his bizarre goal. That's the front page story in the New York Post. We're just keeping you advised. We've got a whole show on the other side of this break, so stay where you are. We'll come back and get right to it.
Overwhelming evidence indicates that the cure for the disease of illiteracy is the restoration of intensive systematic phonics in every classroom in America.
Learn to read with Hooked on Phonics, the musical reading program. Then, read to learn with SRA reading comprehension used by over 60 million people.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me.
Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
You will not learn the truth about President Clinton's agenda from the dominant liberal media. You need the Limbaugh letter. Each month in my newsletter, I sort through the administration's symbolism and cheerfully discuss what it really means to you. Plus, as an added bonus, only with your subscription, Across the Fruited Plain, my complete reference guide, where to see, hear, and contact me. Call 800-235-8900 to receive your charter subscription at the low rate of $29.95.
Mark Rohde, Chris Mitchell. These two golfers are rated 1 and 2 in the Spokane area, and now they're together at Painted Hills Golf Course. Mark, Chris, and Patty Marquis give Painted Hills the best teaching team around.
At Painted Hills, we offer quality golf instruction, so you can tune up your game with individual or group lessons. And on Tuesdays from 12 to 1, we offer free golf clinics. When you think of quality golf, think of Painted Hills, your quality teaching center.
Federal government is over $4 trillion in debt and still spending. But you and I can't live that way. We have to pay our bills. We have to balance our budgets. At Alton's Tire Centers, we can help you balance your budget. More and more people all the time are shopping at Alton's Tire Centers for custom wheels, tires, and automotive repair work. At Alton's Tire Centers, we offer you 90-day financing and no interest, payments as low as $25 a month to help you balance your budget.
Thanks. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have time to fix the lights, so I grabbed some trusty shades here behind me here on the set. We have everything here. Pay no attention. It's the only way I can do this. I mean, I'm literally blinded if I look at you, because that light is right on the other side of the camera. So I'm sorry if this is a distraction, but... Now, somebody in the audience, they did offer me some Vuarnets, right? That's how you pronounce it. Some French sunglasses, but you're not gonna get me to pull a Stephanopoulos tonight on this show. Nothing wrong with them. Now, as you know, what are you laughing at me over there? You know, it's your fault. You aim these lights right at me. I've got to do what I have to do. The show must go on. I'm not going to sit here and squint through the show. All right. You know, I feel like I'm in one of those stupid 3D movies. You know, the man from the Republican Party. Okay, as you know, we have our man in Washington. As you can imagine, we're having all kinds of offers. Some people want to be our man in San Diego. People want to be our man in Oshkosh. People want to be our man in Chicago. I got a letter here from a guy. Dear Mr. Limbaugh, I would like to volunteer to be your man in Hollywood. There he is. I can secretly attend events and obtain interesting street interviews. Yeah, like nobody's going to notice that guy at a fine affair. Put his picture back up. Put his picture. Look at this guy. I don't have a video camera. However, I know a liberal that I can bribe. Now, actually, that's a picture of this guy before he started watching my show. He also sent in a picture. This is what this show has done. It's the same guy. That's after. There you have it. Before and after. Our man in Hollywood. I think either way, this guy's going to stand out. He's either Well, he is. He's either going to be a homeless activist there or a nerd. Just kidding. I mean, and I have room to talk about that thing. Now, let's see. What do we... Okay, let's go, as I promised, to our man in Washington. Now, what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a montage of clips from famous Democrats. This took place at the American Irish Fund dinner earlier this week in our nation's capital. Our man in Washington inquiring about his health care right. Let me review something, by the way, before I play you this, because what got all this started was a Walter Williams column over the weekend in which he said that health care can't possibly be a right, and housing can't be a right, and food can't be a right. Not the same as speech is a right. For example, I can speak. I can exercise my right to free speech, and it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to do anything for me. But if I have a right to food, somebody has to get it for me other than me. Or if I have a right to housing, somebody's got to provide it for me. And when you make somebody provide a right for you, it's not a right, it's a payment, it's a privilege, or what have you. But freedom of speech, I can go out and do anything in the world I want. I can say anything I want within reason, of course, and nobody has to give me. Nobody's obligated. To say that the right to free speech is the same thing as a right to health care, it means that if you have a right to health care, let's say you have a right to health care, it means I'm going to have to give it to you. Somehow I'm going to have to come up with a way, or somebody is, for you to have health care. And the way to illustrate how nonsensical that is for me to have freedom of speech, you have to go out and rent me an arena. That would be the comparable. Now, I'm not saying that people shouldn't eat and shouldn't have houses. Of course, you have to eat. And we need shelter since we have not apes anymore. We need shelter. Maybe we should have stayed apes and we wouldn't need shelter. We could live out in the wild with the hoot owls and the polecats and life would just be a bowl of cherries. But we evolved into the sorry humans that we are, and so we need shelter and health care and all of that. Now, those things are not rights. There's no way, in a political sense, in a legal sense, in a definitional sense, that food, health care, or housing are rights. But so many people think they are now, which is a bad sign. They are privileges, and they are things that you have to earn. So we sent our man in Washington out to talk to the people in charge of providing these things, or trying to make you think that they can provide it. And I just want you to watch what they say about this. It's very interesting. There he is sneaking in. He gets in everywhere this way.
Senator Harris Wofford won an election in Pennsylvania on health care being a right. What other ways is the federal government not meeting the American people's needs?
Well, I think that the right of access to good health care ought to be a fundamental right in a democratic society.
Absolutely agree with that. I think he's correct. I think we're long overdue. We're the last developed country in the face of the earth that has not reached that conclusion with respect to its citizens.
The health care is one, work is another, and automobile insurance if you're driving on the highways.
What? You have a right to work? And you have a right to automobile insurance? And this guy is considered the new hero of the Democratic Party? Let this be a lesson to you, folks. And how about that? That was Jerry Studs from Massachusetts, an arrogant little guy. Oh, yes, of course, I do think that. Every developed country that is trying to pay its health care costs for its citizen is about to give it up. Canada, they're about to go bankrupt. You know this. In Great Britain, it never has worked. There's still a caste system. These are just a bunch of cradle-to-grave little socialists, folks. And I'll tell you something else. They're arrogant. You can see this. They are just absolute arrogant. And they know better than this. All this is their continuing attempt to co-opt you, to turn you into a dependent little ward of the state. That may sound cliched, but it's exactly what it is. Now, Harris Wofford. You remember the other night on this show, we were at the Children's Defense Fund. Our man in Washington was down there, and they had this poster, the Founding Fathers, and it said, it gave the impression, I forget, we'll show you the poster here, exactly what it said, and then we asked him to explain it. Watch this.
At the Children's Defense Fund's annual conference, they had a poster of the Founding Fathers, and it said, "These fathers are behind in the child support." What does that poster mean to you?
Well, I think a father has a responsibility for any child that's brought into this world, and deadbeat fathers have to be found and made to carry their responsibilities. Is saying that The Founding Fathers, when they said all men are created equal, stated a proposition that applied to all people, but initially it didn't include women. It didn't include black people. And they were behind, and we've spent a lot of time in this country catching up.
Oh, man, they made a mistake, and it's up to you to fix the mistakes they made? You can barely stand up that night when he's answering our question, and he's telling us that we got to depend on him to straighten out their mistakes? Now, imagine this, folks. Here, a reporter comes up to you and asks you, are the Founding Fathers, in essence, are the Founding Fathers deadbeat dads? And you answer it. How smart are you to answer that? You got to say, I haven't seen that poster. Well, that poster says, well, I don't know. Until I've seen that poster, I can't comment on it. My aides haven't presented me a policy statement. You don't answer a question like that. He answered it. He endeavored to answer it. I hope that the arrogance and the condescension of these people shows itself to you plainly in our pieces here. We've got a break. When we come back, you remember the economic stimulus package? Remember what? Yes. This administration has said of this economic recovery, hey, yeah, it may be good, but there aren't any jobs. Even though unemployment's going down, even though the first-time unemployment claims the past 2 weeks have been way, way down, indicating there are jobs, bunch of jobs that are being filled now. These guys have always maintained, well, you know, the economic recovery is good, but there just aren't any jobs coming along with it. So we need this economic stimulus package to create jobs. We'll prove the lie of this one to you, too. When we come back, don't go anywhere.
How do you add rich, full flavor with no fat, no cholesterol, and very little sodium? The original way. Lee and Perrins, the original Worcestershire.
It's never fun to eat and run, to rush and eat too fast, 'cause you know it's gonna catch up with you at last.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
2 coffees and a sweet and low.
And now what?
They want a coffee and a sweet and low.
They're never gonna leave.
I fix it.
Oh, Salania.
We asked for sweet and low.
I'm so sorry. This is all we got.
Well, then we're leaving.
So soon.
Sweet and low. For millions of people, there's just no equal.
Buying a vehicle should not be a traumatic experience. It's my responsibility to get the vehicle and your budget balanced. Take a look at one of the following 3 and see which one works for you.
1986 GMC 3/4 ton 4x4, $69.95. 1976 Chevy 1-ton long wheelbase, $32.95. 1973 GMC 3/4 ton 454, $29.95.
Remember, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for us. We're Northwest Auto Exchange, 1205 East Francis.
Are you tired of being held ransom by your heating bill and the high cost of energy? If you are, then check out Technaflame. All you asked for in a pellet stove and more. Technaflame offers advanced features such as wall thermostat control and a wide burn rate that allows you to control your environment efficiently. See the Technaflame at Custom Topper, 7212 East Sprague, and find out how you can control your comfort and expenses with a quality Technaflame pellet stove. You can find Custom Topper in the Yellow Pages under Stoves.
Welcome back. If you wonder why I'm wearing the shades, it's not because I'm trying to be Joe Cool. It's because they got a light aimed right at me here in the show tonight, and it was too late to change it, so it's the only way I can look at you. I know you can't see me, but I can see you, and it's good. Okay, economic stimulus package. We have a number of comments from Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill the past 2 or 3 days. Little montage here to show you some of the reactions to the economic stimulus package that Bill Clinton wants to get the economy going. Don't you know it's not moving fast enough? And it's $16 billion. And there at the end of it, there's a little clip from Stephanopoulos. Steffi, again. It shows. So pay special attention. Roll the tape in there, Chet.
$3.2 million for research on fish atlases, $23 million to encourage Fortune 500 companies to be more energy efficient.
I don't know that increasing AIDS research, as laudable as that end might be, creates jobs, or child immunization. I mean, how many jobs does that create?
Many of the programs in this bill have nothing to do with stimulus. For instance, there's funding in here for 28 drawings of historical structures.
Studying ultrasonic texture, buying new computers for the IRS, forgiving the D.C. debt.
The economy is not yet restoring jobs in sufficient vigor to justify abandoning all efforts to encourage economic growth.
There may very well be some legitimate items in there that are declared an emergency and therefore not paid for. There are some that are really riding along on this vehicle that frankly have no business being in an urgent supplemental kind of a bill, particularly that don't create jobs.
We're going to study large river populations of sickle-fin chub. We're going to pay for a computer this year that won't even be bought until next year. There's money in here for arts education, to Olympic whitewater canoeing.
Some of the president's package, in all honesty, is not a stimulus. It is not. It cannot be made, and no matter how you color it.
Obviously, its primary purpose is not job creation. It is an important investment in the health of our children, and it is followed on by the larger investment package that the president is calling for.
There, did you hear that? He said that it's not for jobs. He said it's for health care. He said it's for children, investment or whatever. He said it's not for jobs, right? The whole time it's been for jobs. How does this guy go out every day, and every day it's a different lie? How do you do it? How do you, I mean, I don't know how you sleep at night. It's, you just got to, you really have to be excited by the power that you have to go out there and spin all this stuff and coerce it and twist it and bend it and shape it so the American people believe your lie rather than the truth. You must be a high in that. Now, we caught him, though, because the next day he said this. Not the same thing.
Vote on the stimulus package is a vote that's important for the American people to make sure that we keep this recovery going, make sure that we create jobs.
Wait a minute. This cannot possibly be. I thought he just said it had nothing to do with jobs. There he said it was to create jobs. Chet, can we go back? Sure. Good. Now, I thought he just said it was to create jobs. Did he just say it was to create? He said it was to create. But then he said, well, I don't know. I'm confused. Watch this.
Obviously, its primary purpose is not job creation. It is an important investment in the health of our children, and it is followed on by the larger investment package that the president is calling for.
It's not job creating. It is job creating. It's not job creating. It is job. Which is it? They don't know. That's right. Give him an autographed copy of the book. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go away.
Here's an opportunity to receive a free copy of National Review's new 40-page report on the real Reagan record.
Hi, I'm Charlton Heston. I want to share something with you that's very important and especially enjoyable to me. Every other week, I get a magazine that gives me insights into current events and revelations about important issues I never get from other magazines. Certainly not from TV or radio. It's Bill Buckley's National Review.
My purpose in founding National Review was to provide an alternative to the single viewpoint commentary and news reporting that still afflict the media.
When you get National Review, you'll find it's informative, probing, challenging, and very entertaining. Call this toll-free number. We'll start your introductory subscription right now. Run through a few issues. If you don't like it, don't renew. It's not on many newsstands, so this may be your only chance to get a trial subscription.
Call this toll-free number now and we'll send you National Review's 40-page Real Reagan report free. For a trial subscription, call 1-800-952-3636.
It seems that most car rental companies go out of their way to confuse you with unpredictable rates. They're all over the place. Thrifty, on the other hand, never veers off course. To keep your rates low, we've always kept our costs low.
Low weekend rates start at just $17.95 a day. Just $17.95 a day at Thrifty Car Rental in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene at Montgomery Ward.
When it's your money, always call Thrifty.
The Congress of the United States can't balance a budget. They spend and spend, tax and tax, they add to the debt. But you and I can't live that way. We have to balance our budgets. We have to pay our bills.
At Alton's Tire Centers, we can help you balance your budget. More and more people all the time are shopping at Alton's Tire Centers for custom wheels, tires, and automotive repair work. At Alton's Tire Centers, we offer you 90-day financing and no interest, payments as low as $25 a month to help you balance your budget.
It's time for Buyer's Market to clear out all overstocked inventory. 4-drawer chest, $39. Sofas, $349. Swivel rockers, $189. Oak china cabinet, $399. Compare other store sell prices to our bargain prices, and you'll see why we're called Buyer's Market. Twin size mattresses, $99. Queen size sets, $199. Day beds, $59. Plant stands, $695. You'll always find bargain prices on new furniture at East 2022 Sprague and North 2601 Monroe. Buyer's Market.
Yeah, you know, you should have heard the audience during the break. Hey, Rush, those glasses make you look sexy. Generally not a term associated with me, but it is applicable. It's very accurate. Now, let me tell you what this, go ahead, play around. Let me tell you what this stimulus thing is. It's a payoff. It's a payoff to the big city mayors. It's all it is. It's a payback to a bunch of people for supporting Clinton. Now, I want to show you. We've categorized it, folks, right here. We're going to put it on the screen so you can see. This is some of the spending contained in this stimulus package. Look at that, up at the top there. $3.2 million for such things as compiling 2 fish atlases. What is a fish atlas? Does anybody out there know what a fish atlas is? Nobody knows? I don't know either. What is a fish atlas? It's what? Nobody knows. If somebody did know what a fish atlas is, I would be real worried. What kind of person are you? What do you do if you know what a fish atlas is? And then put some of that other stuff up there. The rest of this stuff, the other things down there, it's all for Puerto Rico. It's not even a state. It's all for Puerto Rico, folks. Look at that. Now, I want to take you back to the House floor. Because there is this guy named Lucian Blackwell. He lost it the other night in explaining why the Democrats have to take control. Now, just watch this. This will just speak for itself.
How anyone could stand here after destroying this country for the last 12 years, giving tax breaks to the rich and the super rich to the detriment of middle-class people and poor people, how you can say now that you are the savior of America. America's tired of your policies.
He's a maniac. Is that all the time we have? We don't have time to play it twice? Good, because I'm scared. I don't know if I can handle it a second time, but our next show we'll do some more good fun stuff. See ya.
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following. Rush Limbaugh's Wardrobe by Rochester, big and tall.
A fresh cat box starts with Johnny Cat Premium Cat Litter with exclusive Green Guard odor control.
Ooh, I love my Johnny Cat.
Eliminate shake, rattle, and roll in the back of your vehicle with Load Hugger. Fits all makes and models of cars, trucks, vans, and sport utility vehicles. Load Hugger cargo nets.
Why pay full price for carpet when you can save 50% buying direct from the mill? S&S Mills. All the quality, half the price. S&S Mills.
Hi, I'm Q6 weather forecaster Dean Scott. With the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area forecast for Thursday evening, look for mostly cloudy skies. Friday, mostly cloudy and a chance for rain showers, 50% in the afternoon, 51 as a daytime high in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene.
If you'd like to order a video cassette of Rush's TV show for only $24.95, just call 1-800-FOR-VIDEO. For a transcript, send $5 to Burrell's Transcripts, Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039. Or call 1-800-777-TEXT.
The
Spokane Auto Boat Speed Show, March 26th to the 28th at the Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds. Over $2 million in custom chrome and glitter, including the $300,000 Shazoom 57 Chevy. Endeavor 3, the world's fastest diesel truck. Ford Motor Company's concept truck built by Boyd Connington. Hundreds of ISCA show competitors vying for national points and recognition. Plus, on stage and in person, the box tops and the legendary Shirelles. The Spokane Auto Boat Speed Show, Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds, March 26th to the 28th.
Friday's forecast, partly cloudy with increasing clouds.
You are watching a paid commercial program for Dual Action Acne Regimen from Cosmetic Research Development Corporation.
These attractive people have a problem, acne. But you can tell that by looking at them because they're using a doctor's amazing new discovery that clears up acne pimples while it beautifies your skin. Fully 1/3 of all adults and over 85% of all adolescents suffer some form of acne or pimples. Hi, I'm Richard Bay, and I'm here to introduce you to a very special doctor. He's a board-certified dermatologist.